Thank you once again, Adonis and F. for that analysis. And game 2 is going to be underway momentarily. Picks and bans, they should be entering any second now. Talk of the game, obviously, Incon's taunt that set up the double kill for Cyclone, followed by a fire giant that just ended the game pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back to picks and bans here. Gars, Thor, have been synonymous since the beginning of Gars' inception into the tournaments. And we see it get picked up 6th. They're not prioritizing it anymore. But for the most part, that Thor did a lot of work there.
It did do work, but one thing, I keep going back to this because Weekend did a jungle tier list in his eyes of what he thought was good and what wasn't good currently in the meta. He got Thor down in A tier right now, saying that his playstyle doesn't really fit the meta we're currently in.
I think he's a pretty balanced character, honestly. He's not like this super amazing, we got to pick him first every time like he was last split. Characters like Circetto, still very strong, but Alquang, a character that is very strong.
And once again, picks and bans are identical to the last game once again. AFK, TSM choosing second pick here, just to be clear here. They would have had the option after losing, so they chose second pick, and AFK went for the same bans.
I can't believe that Athena hasn't been auto-locked with the way that Incon played.
Last game.
I'm going to write down that Athena. Yeah, there she is. Athena picked first 2 games.
There's no reason not to do that. If you have such a good game or something, Jeff, you'd like to just stick to it.
Well, yeah, if it worked once.
If it's not
Should
broke,
work again.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not broke, don't try and fix it.
Yeah, Athena is such a strong pick. Athena's always been Athena.
But the question is now, DM, do they look for elsewhere for this?
Whoa.
I was going to say, do they look elsewhere with their picks? And Alpwash taken away.
I imagine this will be Bologna as well. Divios really showing signs of that Season 1 big Divios, right?
But all LAN in fairness, because against Fnatic, he had some fantastic games.
He has been player of the tournament for me so far. With how well he has played in every single game, win or loss, he has been the star of his team.
He did play very, very well last game as well. You could see him on the forefront, zoning out the team, forcing the opportunity for the Fire Giant.
3v1ing.
But still not enough for the team to actually succeed over there. Back up to AFK, though. 2 picks to have. Will we see the Medusa once again for Allied here?
I mean, I would have to expect so. Jeff, make the call, man.
You might see the Medusa, but I don't know if you're going to see that Athena as a support.
To
be fair,
they would have banned it if they didn't pick it.
Yeah.
Isis very important for
and
Kiki.
Kiki's Isis.
Okay.
Yeah, primarily his best god, and then Medusa for the Athena-Medusa combo. So far, all Bay team.
The funny thing about AFK's picks and ban strategy through the whole scene as well, priority pick has always been if Athena or Sylvanas are up, Incon gets first pick. If one of those 2 gods isn't available, they'll look to Kiki for his first pick as the option. That's what they always seem to go for in the priorities.
So Thor, twice in a row in 6th pick. Kind of crazy here. Odin going to be taken away here. They don't want to deal
with Weekend's jungle. They don't like Weekend's jungle Odin.
Well, it's smart because considering Alpwash has no way out of that cage, and if you kill him, the Crypts end, there's really no better pick here.
So no real changes from TSM in terms of ban potential here. The only pick differential we've really seen is this Alpwash pick up this time round.
That was very strange, or if you guys are watching. Ionic smiling a lot and Divios not smiling. I don't think I've ever seen that. And I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm not being funny. Like, this is serious analysis because Ionic's usually stone face and Divios is usually giggling. For that to be backwards, I have no idea how to read that. But Jeff, you know these guys very well.
Any insight?
He's shrugging. Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, the Ramadan once again coming out from AFK. Not a surprise. Snoopy went off on Rama against Fnatic. They don't want to deal with that again. And they contained Apollo pretty well that game. But a Ymir pick coming out. Ionic showed it off against Fnatic and he did very well on it.
All right, so Jeff, Sylvanas will likely not get picked or banned in this game. How do you feel?
Why not? He's so good.
Jeff looks extremely exasperated right now.
That quote from Ionic is now dead. Because Ionic turned around and said, if Sylvanas is up, give me Sylvanas every game. Well, he had the opportunity, and he went for the Ymir pick this time. Potentially could go solo lane, though, but...
The walls, to be able to stop Athena from running in, to stop Medusa from getting out, and to stop Isis all around, the wall could be the really big make or break here. Ionic has got to be on point.
Well, I actually really like Ymir here. We've seen Ionic play fantastic with Ymir throughout this lane. He showed that he can play it extremely well.
Whoa.
And there are 3 combos.
That's an Athena jungle.
Yeah, there's Trey.
There's the Athena jungle. We talked about potential being game 1. That Cyclone's ult.
Ullr? Boba Fett? But Ullr? Going to be going to the solo lane. Yeah, it looks like Apollo going to be taken. So Ullr versus Bologna. We saw Cyclone Spin employ this strategy one time before. Wild success. Looks like he's going to run it back.
One thing to note, when you get disarmed as ult, you can switch stance and still use auto attacks. One of the things we put in the game, and that's one of the reasons he may be running it here, because you can't keep a good ult down, right?
The last time that we saw this matchup, Gandhi and Bart read a thread and thought it happened, not a suggestion. We thought that it would if you stand switch.
I did too. I actually thought it happened, and that's what people were saying, but it was actually a suggestion.
Right, and I was casting. I'm like, oh, is that true? That's cool. I'll write that in my cast. That's awesome. We, as at hi-rez Studios, rather just really the designers found that so hilariously interesting. They're like, we're going to do that. We're going to put that in the game.
But realistically, if you've got 2 weapons and you get disarmed with 1, then you could just pull the other one out anyway, right?
Well, in World of Warcraft, just forget it.
Don't talk about that devil game.
I haven't played a long
Years
time,
of
man.
life.
Let me live.
I got off that addiction a while ago, and now I found the new one in Smite. Semi-final number 2 is going to be underway momentarily. AFK are up 1-0. Slightly different team compositions here. We saw a lot last time round of multiple threats. This time, though, we're going to see the double hunter composition coming out again. I mean, Jeff, does this still work, this double hunter, do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely work. It depends if the hunter can get out of, the lane phase and, not have too many deaths.
And then get towards the team and make it a big team fight.
My big thing is their only physical damage is coming out of characters using basic attacks, which means items like Midgardian Mail or Frostband Hammer shoot up in usefulness. With that, pretty much everyone on that team, aside from the Hunter, at some point should be picking up a Midgardian Mail.
I mean, on top of that, we might actually see Bellona as well just go for that same build that we saw Devios do last time. That'd be really effective.
Frostbound a little bit earlier.
Okay.
But Jeff, talk to us about Midgardian Mail on supports.
Midgardian Mail on supports is fantastic. Against 1 hunter, it's good. Against 2 hunters,
it's even better.
It's
the dream.
Maybe you want it instead of Soph. That's how good it is.
Wow. Well, Soph does give magical protection.
And Midgardian makes them not attack.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
one of the most frustrating items to fight. As a solo laner, I play a lot of physical gods, and I got to tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than thinking you're going to get a kill and having yourself be slowed for what seems like no reason.
We are seeing an invade come out here from TSM. I know Devios has been spotted, but I still don't think he even cares about this. This matchup with Athena and Ul in the jungle up against, a Bellona and a Thor.
Ionic.
Kiki with a good call to come over to this.
Ionic is... Now, have you... obviously, Jeff,
they're going to force a 3v3.
You guys have employed the strategy of doing that kind of double jungle roam, tri-roam thing. Is Ionic over here as a result of Cloud9's strategy?
I think they're looking to do exactly what they're doing. I don't know if it's double jungle, but make sure they can't take that blade.
I don't think it was double jungle either there, DM. I think this was all about, hey, if they send Kiki over, what are we going to do? Pull Ionic over too, and we'll force a 3v3. A Ymir, a Bellona.
They're not going for the buff, though. This is going to wind up being a negative for TSM. They're not clearing the jungle at all. This will give Cyclone Spin the actual great movement to walk in and take that wave solo. He might lose the blue buff here, but this is going to give Weekend the opportunity to take stuff on the left side of the map should he choose to go. Wait, they're leaving Devios alone?
Yeah, they can just Devios to take that because...
No, he can't do this. Level 1 Bellona. He'll get shred.
They're just going to go for mid-harpies then for the time being. Blue buff still available. Will we see Ionic rotate back with Dagars now to this blue buff?
It's hard to say. So far, AFK... Oh, wait. Snoopy stole that. I mean, Allied stole that. Excuse me, that was Snoopy's. He should have had that. What is happening?
Well,
everything in this game is
very
confusing.
He didn't have it, and there's the rotation. Look at this into the jungle from TSM now. They're going to come away and steal the speed buff that was still up from the start of the game. The double jungle, even though they're behind, what they're stealing here is a bonus.
That's true. This is actually going to trade out the purple for the speed buff, being about an even trade. Overall, AFK should be a little bit ahead wave to wave. We'll find out. We can check the graphs here, see how it's working out, or if TSM is holding up.
I mean, for the time being, when you actually look at this, take it to account, the speed buff is still up for for TSM, as is the blue buff on this right-hand side of the map. So there's more experience left to be gained from this.
Really, the big thing I want to bring up right now is I feel like TSM has so much pressure. I do love what AFK is doing here, though. And
great counter initiation. He's just going to bring that experience back in line one more time. Red buff coming over. Kiki, though, still has this red buff from the left-hand side to deal with here, DM.
That's right. I mean, it seems to me that AFK is getting the better of this one. We saw in the graphs the experience difference was in their favor. They were able to deter this and take a lot of the jungle on the left side. Snoopy's in a lot of trouble.
He's trying to wait patiently, though, to try and not get caught out. But Taunt, good mess, great use of skills, and very unfortunately on income with the pull there.
I love, and I mean this, like from the bottom of my heart, as a fan of this game, I love watching Snoopy play this game.
He waited so long for everything. If he had done it beforehand, he would have just got taunted. He would have just got pulled, and he would have died.
He knew their damage. He knew how much they can do and how many spurts. He knew what abilities were up. He knew how to counter them. He knew that his only chance of escape was to get all three in the mez, get out of there, and then dodge the pole, and he did just that step by step. It was like a recipe. It's like watching Gordon Ramsay cook.
And I love the fact that AFK realized that with this double jungle thing, with Ionic following around Dagaz in the jungle, Snoopy was isolated and alone, sending another Guardian to try and pick him off. Snoopy just outplayed the situation more than anything else. It was a great call from AFK, even better call, and well played by Snoopy.
Contention possible on the left side here. Mid camps respawning. Kiki kind of low in the mana department. Cyclone Spin, as we see on the right side. A slight experience advantage wave to wave. Divio's still not into level 5 here.
Nope, not for the time being. I mean, Devios did share a little bit more of the experience in the jungle. One good thing to note as well about Cyclone Spin, because he went for that Transcendent start, he does get MP5 in that build, which, even though he lost the blue buff, it's not going to hinder him too much, and he's sustaining very well in this lane.
Speaking of blue buffs, Boosh could use one here.
But Alposh as a whole could just use one. Like, that's one of the limitations of the God. Has a lot of burst damage, a lot of control, low on the mana pool though, and very, very squishy.
Well, Weekend trying to get aggressive there, throwing the reach to try to stop the backing. It doesn't quite find it. A little bit too quick on the draw there.
Blink initiation though onto the left-hand side. Snoopy gets pulled, and I believe the moves will save him for the time being. Allied, can he find the damage? Petrify is used. Not enough to find the kill.
He needed to hit that acid spray. Even so, this should be a turnaround. First blood likely to go to TSM here. Allied trying to get away. Beautiful stun. Allied's out of there. Weekend trying to get away. Wow, no one picked off there. Snoopy had no control. Garsh ran out of mana, and Ionic was only level 4.
Everybody survives. First blood's still on the table. What a great taunt from Weekend though.
It was a great taunt from Weekend, but really what is standing out to me is Snoopy's ability to get out of these situations, and he's doing it time and time again.
That's twice in a row as well.
The first time I thought there was a chance they were going to kill him. That time I didn't flinch. That time I thought that Snoopy was okay.
Unless for half a second I actually thought the moves was used mid-taunt, and I was like, ooh, but then we saw the moves come through, and he got away. It was all good. Petrify, not enough damage just yet to confirm that kill.
So Snoopy has his dev gloves online. You can see, of course, Cyclone Spin with his Transcendence. So opposite sides of the map, going to start stacking. Allied still waiting on the Transcendence, and Divios, again, beautiful play. Now,
surprisingly good work, though, from Cyclone to be even on goal with Divios, considering that he lost his blue buff in the jungle early on, and keeping it even, pretty impressive.
Oh, he's about to lose his blue buff again, it seems. Look at Gars here. Weekend nowhere to be found. Ionic rotating as well. This seems like very similar to what we saw Cloud9 do earlier in the day, Jeff. Tell us a little bit more about this support coming to solo a lot.
Well, it's really just about abusing the fact that you have more people there. And, you know, as you see, he's Ymir and he has Creeping Curse, right? So he's just looking for the fact that he wants to take these fights.
Well, a little bit of engage in the jungle there. Harpy's down, but right-hand side, Devios in a little bit of trouble here up against Weekend and Cyclone. Ionic in support, however, he was still going in, Devios, and he's going to peel to see if the Dagaz is going to go in, but no, here comes a rotation from Kiki as well.
That, to me, that is Season 1 Divios, just pushing the envelope as far as possible. Weekend going in, nice counter. Ionic throwing out that ultimate to make himself CC immune and deterring Weekend, and a great presence by the Boosh
on the back, Incon is coming in. Is he going to have the Wrath of Terror available? Already the Circle of Protection is down as the Spirit Ball does connect onto Ionic's backside. In the sky, though, is Dagaz.
Oh, he's not going to go in there. First Blood's going to go to Cyclone as well. Probably not a good thing for TSM to have a Hunter who was already doing well in his lane. Oh, Divios.
Divios is feeling himself again, going to go in. Eagles rally away. Spirit Ball not going to connect, but Weekend is there with the taunt, and there's the Wrath of Terror from Incon, and now the boy Dagaz has to disengage.
Do you remember not casting the Wrath of Terra? I swore that should have gone off by now.
I thought he did, but what I was about to say just before that happened, Incon blinked in and went, oh, I don't need to use it. I'm going to hold it. Great presence of mind once again.
And they're going to get a tower here. Allied still rotates over to control mid lane. Snoopy as well. Great presence of mind from both there. They'll be able to rotate back to the left side, get that experience. But right now, AFK dominating this stage of the game. Back to the graphs we go, Clumsy.
Back to the graphs indeed. 1,800 experience if ever AFK. Just under 1,000 gold as well. But one thing to know as well, Jeff, you play this meta now as well. You've had experience in it. So much rotation to the solo lane from supports, and even like the whole team's pretty much there most of the time.
A lot of it has to do with the decreased value in gold. If you get a gold taken, you know, a couple minutes in the game, it's not worth that much as opposed to just getting the map pressure and bullying out the lane.
In this patch, Jeff, it actually is a gold loss before 5 minutes by taking Gold Fury instead of farming lanes.
However, if you take a tower, the tower's still not as valuable as a Gold Fury to a team.
That's true. I mean,
my position is different. I mean, take that solo lane tower. They've put pressure on that side now, and now maybe they can switch, going over to the duo side, look for the Gold Fury, continue the gold lead.
You know, Divios getting into that teleport early also is going to stick him to that lane for a long time. He's going to have no way to get in and get out safely without possibly putting that tier 2 tower at risk, especially against Ullr, one of the hardest tower pushers in the game.
And one thing he could do as well is just overextend as well, because he can just leap through the jungle if he needs to, if he's a little bit caught out of position. On top of that, he's still got Weaken jungle too, so Weaken with that, Athena can just turn up from the other side of the map, reinforce him, and give him an extra chance of survival.
Speaking of Weaken, man, I absolutely adore this build. Pen boots directly into Wingblade, movement speed, cooldown reduction, health, damage. It's everything you want. Gar's gonna try to make the defense. Never mind.
Not going to get there in time whatsoever. And the thing about that wing blade that you're talking about there, one of the items that's very, very good against Alposh with all these slows.
Yep.
Yes.
I love the wing blade coming out on an Athena jungle after pen boots. It's like you said, it's everything you wanted from her.
Look at this. Incon blinking in. Blinks in too late. Leaves Weaken behind. Divios looking to do the Eagles rally over the wall. He's silenced. He's stunned. He's knocked up. He's damaged, but he's out of there.
Incon's having the game of his life there. You see how he just sat there for so long, but maybe, just maybe, he's caught out. Here's Ionic. He's going to find the shards of Vice into the ultimate. The Gars dunks in, and now his boy Kiki is in trouble too. The boost will find that one as well.
Divios still very low, able to provide pressure. This is going to be a 3-for-0. Team SoloMid answers back.
We were saying off air that we've not really seen much of the boost so far, and we've not mentioned his name, mainly Kiki, but just then picks up a double kill with a well-placed Crips.
I think it's important that we go back to the graphs after that one. Team SoloMid should have gotten most of their golden experience back.
For 9 minutes in the game, it's not so bad looking anymore. That's relatively nothing in the grand scheme of things, Jeff.
It's not, but right now what it is momentum. And especially early on, TSM's got to be feeling great after that.
I'm pretty surprised to see how much they put into Divios, of course, having a lot of health, a lot of control with that Smithy's hammer. They put a lot into him, and they didn't get anything out of it.
They didn't, and now we're going to just shoot him for ally for the time being. Got Transcendence finished as well as the Warrior Tabby. You can see his boy Cyclone Spin as well. He's working towards Executioner next by the looks of it, more than likely. As the boys of AFK, they're starting to roam as a pack. With this double Guardian strategy, though, they can really force initiations all the time.
I'm really worried about AFK's ability to maybe shake that one. That felt like a good fight for them, but Gars and Boosh were just too strong in that fight. What was crazy was there wasn't a weakening curse, right? In that fight, I see Ionic has it, but was it used in the last fight, or was that a new pickup?
I think it was creeping, but it got evolved into weakening on the back.
Because I saw that circle of protection go off. I didn't see a heal. I don't know if she died before it. I don't know if the weakening was there. I'm sorry that I might have missed that.
It may have been weakening, actually. If you think
it
about
should have been.
The way he exploded as well, he probably should have been healed there, but good weakening curse then if it was used by Ionic. Ionic playing very well in Ymir. One of the gods, like, we keep mentioning this, but NA don't really play it that much anymore. And you start to come back to it.
I mean, Ymir has always been relatively strong. I think it's just...
It's colder in Europe.
There it is.
God.
It's colder.
They're
in Europe.
used to
It
it.
is colder in Europe.
It's like 110 degrees today.
It's 110 degrees every day.
Welcome to the States, brother.
But 3-2 right on Harp. He's going to go to TSM for the time being on the right-hand side. As left, you can see that Allied's making a rotation towards mid lane. Not exactly sure what for. I don't think they actually have the time on those left-hand Harpies at the time being, but he's got nothing to do in lane anyway. So good to see him trying to rotate around.
That's true. I mean, that's kind of like a solo trick as well. As like, I don't have a wave coming for like 30 seconds. I guess I'll go just peek into the jungle.
But to be fair, as a new player coming into the game, if you ever don't have anything to farm, get out of your lane and don't show your face, because the enemy team don't know where you are then. You give the opportunity, this threat that you could be rotating.
Right there, Boosh doesn't throw the corpse explosion immediately. Not sure if he would have caught Kiki regardless. We're looking at Weaken here, going for Snoopy.
Yeah, but the Gars is around the backside too, and Weaken's overextended now as well. Ally going to put some poke pressure on him. Weaken is going to fall to the wayside very quickly.
They got him. Ionic has a real good line here. Allied preemptive beast to try to lock it down.
Is he going to dunk down onto this, or is he going to look for the rotation of the team? They will pick up Ally before the boys of AFK can show up.
Team SoloMid finds 2 free kills right there. They shouldn't be able to get too much off of this, although we should note that Cyclone Spin has rotated over, giving a free tier 1 in the right lane.
Yeah, but look at what they're trying to do on the left-hand side as well. TSM are grouping up here as well. They're trying to siege down this tier 1 tower.
2 ults remaining.
But Incon goes in.
They have a good line to this. Boosh took some damage. Crip's going to be good. Wow, Ionic falls very quickly. Unexpected. 3v3 going to be over here. And actually 4v3 as we see a rotation, but Incon will fall. Cyclone Spin jumps in real deep looking for something to follow up with.
He finds the axe though onto Boosh. He's going to force him away for the time being. But the Crips damage, the burst onto the Gods was good as Snoopy reinitiates. Doesn't find this so beautifully enough on Cyclone. And a good taunt from Weaken, and the body blocks from Weaken are good enough for Cyclone to feel himself, but not well enough.
Baited again. Weaken baited. baited. All TSM does is bait right there. Going to find 2 more. And somehow Snoopy manages to survive again. Really wants his name on the
back,
screen.
Though there's a double kill potential here. Acid Spit does connect, trying to find the enhance to bring him down.
Oh my God,
Boost's going to heal himself up, but the minions will bring him down. Bologna, though, does finally find that tower.
I think that comes down to the fact that there was no way he was getting out of there, but he's delayed him long enough to get Snoopy out.
I loved it.
Go on without me. Tell Mama I love her.
You see, by the way, Divios did not take the tower
He
quickly.
stole the blue buff. He went to the jungle, stole the blue and denied minions to the tower.
That's the big one, is that he let the tower kill as many minions and reduce as much gold as possible. Very, very smart. As you can see, Team SoloMid has the lead in gold now. This was an exact mirror of the game we saw last time. TSM started in the lead, fell behind. Now we see AFK starting in the lead, falling behind.
But I mean, Cyclone 4-1-0 there. He went down. If he would have found that double kill, it would have been even bigger for him. But the amount of burst damage he was able to put out so quickly just turned the fight.
Well, that's the big thing with Uller is Uller's always been, if you hit all of your skills, they're very hard to hit. But if you hit them all, someone's getting blown out.
All right, so Jeff, Steel Mail right now on Ionic. Is it going to be your Sav? Is it going to be your Midgardian Mail? Make the call.
I think it's going to be Sov. I like Midgardian more, but I think it's going to be Sov.
Okay, Jeff calls it. It's going to be Sav. I do, of course, like the Weakening Curse as well. Ionic slightly out of position there, but he's still 0-2-5, been a part of 5 of the 8 kills so far. But the real story here, Snoopy getting away from 3 ganks on top of the Boosh, a part of 7 of 8 kills.
Just to be clear, Snoopy re-engaged that fight as well over in that left-hand lane and left alive. He left alive 3-0-2.
What a
I just want to point out that Cyclone took red with how big he is, and they're going to look to fight.
Well, I mean, we saw the damage last time.
Beautiful. It was insane.
It was shot cancel, hail of arrow, shot cancel, bladed arrow, and 60% of someone's health just disappeared for the kill.
And Cyclone's over in this left-hand side now. Not going to worry about his tier 1 tower going down because that's been dropped. Cyclone trying to stay with his teammates now. We can see AFK Gaming here are looking to use their double Guardian, double Hunter strategy to look for a pick.
Now, Gars has used Tectonic Rift here. Ionic using a great presence there once again. Weaken, making sure he doesn't get picked. We're going to see Gars take to the sky. Probably going to be looking for Weaken or Allied here. Yeah, going to go for Allied in the back line. Lacerate going to be on cooldown. Means his dash is gone, but Ionic stepping slightly out of position here.
But our position is Weaken, actually. That's the one you want to be looking at. Disarmed as well. Trying to channel the ultimate to get away. Will not find the escape as Snoopy finds it. Eagles rally from Devios. Does not find Cyclone. And now the fight's going to continue.
Yeah, Weaken actually falls before it's able to go off. 4-man Wrath of Terra. Ionic going to be picked off there. Divios super far. Crypt's not going to be super useful here either. Divios getting low. They turn to Incon. They're going to find him.
They'll find Incon, but what can the boys of AFK do to come back at that? Spirit Ball from Kiki
Snoopy
does not find its mark. And Cyclone, though, he wants to keep going in with this, but a good wall from Degars ends the chase.
I don't know about that, man. This is Cyclone.
He's going to leap over.
He's
got Allied there.
He is a bird of prey. You can see him
Allied does have
around.
ultimate as well. I mean, Cyclone's going to leap in. Incon with him. And Weaken on his back. Weaken looking for the taunt. Instant beach from Snoopy. Goal Fury's begun.
Yeah, they're going to try this. They have a 4v3 advantage here with Incon, or rather, with 2 people still in the base. Actually, no. Divio's backed as well. It's just really Gars at this point. Tectonic Rift instantly breaks. Snoopy gets caught inside the circle of protection. Destroyed. And we're going to see Gars forced away. But Divios is back and might be their sole savior.
He does have the Eagles rally as well. The Gars is taken to the sky. The force back from AFK for the time being. Can he find Allied? He's looking like a prime target.
Yeah, he's going to go right in there. Found a big shot. Allied still out, though. It looks like Allied will fall.
He will fall to the wayside now as Weaken finds himself once again on the front line, but that's what you expect is Eagles rally from Devios.
Yeah.
Initiates, forcing him away again.
I love the Heavenly Agility pop there. Instantaneously, this Gold Fury fight has been going on for the later of 3 minutes now. Neither team able to really find potential to grab it. Both teams will concede.
We're going to see a reset there as well. How often does that happen in competitive where you like siege the Gold Fury, Jeff, siege the Gold Fury, then like, okay, let's just back up?
To be honest, since the hog changes, that happens, most games.
Really?
It's something like that. Or something close.
So he's just a big fight. That's kind of like how EU used to be, where we used to see big team fights around it, even when we both all had hog then, but engagement in the mid lane as Weaken goes in.
Weaken finds 2 with the taunt, a little bit of damage as well. Divios goes back in to finish the tower up. Incon's in trouble here. That could be a stun from Fleeting Breath. If he healed himself, yeah, it's going to be the 2-second stun.
Crips.
Incon trying to get out super slow here. Oh my god, just barely. And a non-corpse exploding corpse explosion will find the kill.
Still does damage to him now with Incon falling to the wayside. TSM look like they're swinging around for the majority of the Gold Fury, I was going to say, but nope, doesn't look like they're going to do it. Are they going to try and 3-man this alone?
It's possible. Allied's here. Weaken's backing, though. Does have his ultimate available. Oh, no,
he
doesn't.
does not have his ultimate available. Only Allied is going to be here.
Cooldown?
Kiki doesn't know. I think they're going to give this up unless Allied... Can Allied do this alone?
Clumsy, can we get Weaken's cooldown on his ultimate here? I don't think it's going to be enough.
It's not
49
gonna be.
seconds. No.
What's Allied going to do? They will back away. TSM, after the engagement in the middle lane, find themselves the kill and that Gold Fury.
That is a big win for Team SoloMid. Let's drive back to the graphs here and see just what it looks like.
3,800 gold. That's the big key there. 6,000 experience, though.
Yeah.
That's starting to snowball here.
Yeah, that's a really big win. Jeff, do you really think Allied should have went in there? Do you think he should have made the contest? Or was that just GG on that one?
No, I like it. He played it very slow, right? He didn't just go all in, but if he did, there was a wall there no matter what. He really didn't have much of a chance to get it.
So, speed buff's on the ground right now. No one picked that up. I think what Weaken was doing there was going to take the back camps and then pick it up directly afterwards, increasing the overall uptime of the buff itself. So he's going to gain about 8 seconds on that buff. Not the biggest deal, but I like the min-max.
Very important. I'm
going to sit here and I'm trying to wake up. Normally when you look at a game like this, you're looking towards late game, right? And you're just sort of going, well, it's double hunter. It's not all meta though, but double hunter is still effective with all the crit that's available to them. 2 guardians for the front line. Kiki there for not just heals, but peels, silences, stuns. There's so much on this composition.
You missed it. Clumsy hovered over the Midgardian mail right as it got picked. It's starting. It's starting. The Midgardian mails are coming out. Frostbound Hammer as well. Major attack speed reductions are going to happen here with Allied and Cyclone Spin both being on Hunters. Their primary stat is going to be in-hand damage. Shutting that down is a big deal.
And once again, Devios going for the similar build to last time round. What we expected from him when he was up against so many physical gods.
Actually, we see this Shield the Underworld. I kind of expected the Salvation this game.
But the burst from Cyclone, right? And the burst from Kiki, he could turn that around on them.
That's true. I mean, a max range Spirit Ball could wind up actually one-shotting himself.
A maxed out Circle of Protection as well could max out hit himself even through the heal.
That's true. Remember, Shield of the Underworld does damage based on the damage before the mitigations apply. So it's on what would be true damage. Very, very important note here.
In the support role right now, Jeff, I mean, what are you finding other than... Because standing it's Blink we see on most supports. What are we feeling is our second active? Is it just
I think
dependent on situation?
Game by game, but I've been favoring Heavens.
Heavenly.
Just the engage, disengages potential of one Heavens is insane.
I'm kind of worried, though, for Incon here, given the fact that he has the Fleeting Breath to deal with. There's a lot of slows. He needs the Wing Blade. I think Beads might have been really strong here. 2 times, Incon has stunned himself with Fleeting Breath and died as a result.
Incon's in a little bit of trouble this game. 0-4-4 as well. I feel like he's been in position. He's got great Wrath of Terror-offs, but the team's not had the initiation to continue afterwards. It felt like it's been more of a disengage to save his teammates.
Well, we reached the 20-minute mark, generally considered the halfway point of most games in competitive Smite these days. And with that, we do see a pretty decent advantage here for Team SoloMid. About 4,000 gold, still about 6,000 experience as well, at least from the last time we checked the graphs. And yeah, look at that, 6,700. It's even gotten worse.
It's one of those situations now where with the Harpies being down, with the Gold Fury being down, you're just rotating around, farming, looking for somebody out of position more often than not.
So, I don't know. Gold Fury's still down for 2 minutes. I don't see a lot of pressure coming into any... Oh, actually, look at this.
Oh, the swing from TSM to the right-hand side
look
here.
At that.
Are they looking for a pick on somebody rotating back to lane, potentially to farm?
Maybe. They don't have enough creep wave here. It's going to give them enough time to react should they choose to do so. You'll see them, start rotating over. You'll see Cyclone Spin, Kiki hugging that right side as well, posturing towards it. Going to lose the blue buff again. That's the 3rd time this game.
I think it's the 4th, actually, because Devios
Really?
took one away from the game as well. I think.
That's right.
Don't think it's very often that we've seen Cyclone actually pick up a buff. He's got a purple on him right now, though.
But look at this. Allied going into Fatalis here, it seems, as the Ancient Plate's picked up. Topside, Executioner is going to be the pick. You'll note that both of these are attack speed items, and they're going to be spending that attack speed into targets who are going to be trying to slow it.
I was listening to Snoopy earlier on. He's not a big fan of the Fatalis build and the Hunter role.
Right.
The other 2 Hunters that we've seen, Barracuda favours the Fatalis build sometimes,
Right.
as does Allied, but Snoopy's not about that life. He doesn't agree with it.
Allied generally built it very early as well. Barracuda a little bit later on, usually. In fact, this is kind of late for Allied. He usually builds it... No, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Right before Executioner, he likes it. Whereas Barracuda usually gets the core damage, then goes Fatalis.
How are you feeling on the Fatalis and the Hunter role at the moment?
I think what it is that you're just looking for a way to get sprint back. I think it's strong, but I do think losing that damage item is
Potentially disastrous if things go wrong in the wrong direction. Yeah, I can totally understand that.
See, but I love the Fatalis on Medusa because remember, one of the most underrated passives in the game, no strafe penalty, 25% backward movement penalty as opposed to 50. And then with Fatalis, if she's attacking, she takes no movement penalty for that as well. So she's moving at 100% normal speed side to side while boxing. That is stronger than any damage item in the game.
In 1v1s, absolutely, and it's extremely strong in team fights as well.
It's true, but if she gets caught, if she gets slowed, if those beads are down, all of that goes away.
Left-hand Harpies due to spawn in a moment. Gold Fury, however, is just about to spawn as well.
Right.
As we can see the dance-off between Devios and Cyclone Spin. Let's listen to the comms of TSM here as the Gold Furies just respawn and see if they're going to go for a fast rush on this one. Or maybe not.
I am the
Guess
knight.
the comms are not ready just yet as we see we can continue to try and engage onto Degars here. Allied is here. Here comes the...
We're ready now.
Income.
We're ready,
There we
Hitty Man.
go.
We're ready. On to TSM's comms. Let's listen to what they're going to do here for the Gold Fury.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, run at them. I'm gonna circle.
Cycle might be there. Cycle
Is
might
it
be there.
Song?
I'm pushing left right now.
We should wait until we see cycle.
Cycle might be there.
Hooked a lot. Alright, I'm
Cycle's
cycling.
last. Cycle's last.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
on gold. It's at like 40.
Well,
We can like
both
TPS this. We
sides.
can
We're
TPS this.
looking to blow up gold. We're on gold.
Wall when you get
They're
up
coming.
here.
They're coming. That's Ice Assault. Molting.
It's reset.
They reset.
Weakening curse. Weakening curse. Weakening curse.
I took a lot of damage.
Tina's in the back.
I got
I'm
it.
helping you, Devios. I'm helping you, Devios.
Allied.
I hit the back.
Allied.
Actually, I can life steal.
Look at Weekend. Look at Weekend.
Nice stun.
He's dead.
Good job.
I'm why stealing.
I can
You can go
start.
back to gold. You can back to
Nice,
gold.
go back to gold, go back
Let me
to
take it. Let me take it.
Just
I'm
look
gonna-
for the Ymir wall.
Here's
Guard, I don't
Incon.
think
Here's
we can-
Incon.
Guard, don't do your
If
wall,
you
'cause I
jump
can't
lane-
wall.
Incon's low. Incon's Yeah, very low. He's
Hey,
on the
start,
right
start,
side.
start. Can we start?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have
Yeah,
ult.
I'm here.
Here's Uller. Uller's here.
I'm gonna stack bodies. I'm gonna stack
Uller's
bodies.
here and
Flip to
so
the
is Medusa.
Just-
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
Uller can't do anything. Uller can't do anything except poke.
Well, we can like try
We're
to
just
steal.
gonna look for a steal. Yeah.
He's not
You
killing
can
two
reset
over
the
bodies.
VWS,
He's
reset
not
the
going
VWS.
two over bodies.
Reset
I'm
the
walling.
videos.
I'm walling.
There's execute
Blow it
now.
up. Blow it up. Nice.
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 Can we
I
chase
have
this?
wall. I have wall. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Summon Kiki.
Kiki. Here's Cyclone free guys on the right.
Yeah,
Cyclone,
yeah.
Cyclone,
Beats are down. Beats are down.
He's gonna Cyclone's gonna
I'm
jump
really,
over
really
the
low.
wall.
I
Really
can't
can't
use
get
this.
out. Get out.
One minute.
Back up. Yeah, go to mid. Go to mid.
Wait, what?
Are you war?
I think I'm more.
Wait.
All right, guys. TSM with an absolutely flawless engagement, flawless Gold Fury. I think the biggest point there was, my favorite was Boosh gonna stack bodies. Not only a detonate that's going to be stronger than most Hand of the Gods in the game, but it is absolute deterrence because it will one-shot almost any character on that team.
But the whole fight emerged as well. What you actually saw from AFK Gaming there was once again, once they lost a member, TSM got themselves the Gold Fury, managed to scatter the boys out, and all they had the threat of was Cyclone stealing with just raw damage.
Well, something you noted was Cyclone's on the side, but he's just poking.
Just poking it all the time
Yeah.
and just trying to see what he can do. But Cyclone's been quite influential so far in the game. I mean, 4-1 and 2 right now. Big rotations over, but Devios was there for the entire fight this time. Did that make a bigger impact for TSM? I felt like because Devios was there this time all the way through, he was on time.
Yeah, you saw Devios be very vocal in the fight, go on Kiki because he found the target, and it definitely impacted it.
Yeah, I'm really looking for Kiki there, forcing him away at the end. They did manage to find that one pick onto Weekend, which was an important pick for them, just to disengage it. And now, though, AFK, they're around the Fire Giant area. It's just going to be a ward clear for now, but they're already showing signs that they're preparing to set up for that.
So I'm still looking at this Shield to the Underworld. Kiki's super afraid of this thing at this point. Like you talked about before, Hinduman, if he gets caught in a fully charged, max range Spirit Ball or Circle of Protection, it's going to one-shot him.
Yeah, but look at this ally going to go aggressive onto Snoopy here. They will manage to get away just in time. Not enough dot damage to bring him down, but it did force out the ultimate, and beads were still on cooldown.
Look at this rotation. So many red members in this jungle on the left side. Cyclone Spin all by himself, though. Could be looking at a tier 2 here. Has to be careful about rotations. Snoopy finally getting back to the base. Will be working his way back down to the left lane. He's probably got about 16 to 17 seconds before initiation.
Devios actually pops Shield of the Underworld there to reflect some damage back. Forces a disengage for the time being. Quite a low cooldown on Shield of the Underworld, though, so it's not too troublesome to pop so quickly.
No, it's a 1 minute cooldown. Use it when you need it.
Use it when you need it, as we see Cyclone taking away the speed buff in the jungle with the support of Kiki there. Kiki this game, 2-2 and 5. He's been involved enough. Pythagorum's piece, Spear of the Magus. He's looking for the sustain for the team and basically just to cause disruption more than anything else.
By the way, speaking of builds, another Midgardian mail perhaps, as we see Bologna going into Steel Mail. Most likely going to be the call. Increased health, of course, which is very important, but more attack speed slows.
Well, left hand side, Weekend blinks over the wall as well, finds the ton into the ultimate, onto Devios as well, the Wrath of Terror. But round the back comes Ionic, and Weekend is in a bit of trouble, but luckily Degaz is here.
A lot of ultimates used and not a lot found. Great wall by Ionic, but allied with the Aegis, Weekend still falls. They could turn this one around if they choose to. do, but Kiki doesn't seem keen on moving forward.
No, he doesn't, because outwash the sustain that he can put out, the poke and the slows consistently. Then you've got to deal as well with Ionic and those walls. Very difficult.
Jeff, do you notice the adaptation here by Incon? He's not healing anymore right in the beginning of fights. He's waiting for the fleeting breath and then doing it.
Devios goes in with the Eagles rally, pops shield the Underworld. The wall, though, it didn't work out for Degaz. It hindered more than anything, but here comes Incon.
Oh, actually got the moves there. A little bit of a bait. Incon still takes a lot more damage than he gives, though. Divio should be back to the base here. I'm pretty sure that teleport's still down for about 20 more seconds.
It is a little bit longer for the tip. Actually, a little bit longer than that. No, you're right. 10 seconds time. If they can hold on to this TSM, they could reinitiate. Ionic finds the freeze. Allied is in trouble this time round. Circle of protection from Kiki, but gonna buy him time as Degaz takes to the sky. Will he go back in?
Well, Weekend's here. I mean, there's got to be some kind of deterrence. Ionic gets picked off. Gar's in the backline, forced to escape once again. Cyclone will jump out. Disarm. Divio. Snoopy is back.
Finds a double. And now he's going to look for Kiki. Great spirit ball, though, as Degaz finds the wall. Will Snoopy's in-hands beat up for the triple combat blink?
I like that he's turning around here, receives no movement penalty for going backwards, while in the wing gun still gains the movement increase and will be able to get out. No Gold Fury on this side. They could maybe go for the tier 2. Otherwise, Team SoloMid's not going to get too much out of this. Well, at least not more than they already have.
But look at the gold leading experience now. Clumsy, bring it up for us, because this is just getting worse and worse. This game is slowly slipping consistently into TSM's favor.
If there's any analysis to be made for the next game, I don't see Bologna making it back through.
I don't see Bologna making it back through, and something to just to point out is the double wall combos are insane this game.
We talked about this in the beginning. I think the walls were the key, and right there, that wall won them that fight.
Yep.
Walls has been one of those things that people underestimate, but they keep coming swinging back into the meta again. Sometimes we've seen an Anher with it as well for the pillar, for the triple wall combo. We saw it a couple of seasons ago. And this time around, though, TSM, the double walls are working out great.
Gold Fury's back. They're starting it up. Snoopy actually giving this one away. Most of TSM recognizes that this is under fire, and they need this, right? The Gold Fury at this point is a major point of contention for them because they can't afford any more deficits.
Devios just picked up a red pot here as well. Have you noticed this in the solo lane, DM? He must be going looking for the next fight to really just initiate and force the game to end.
Right, whenever you see a potion of physical or magical might be purchased before full build, it's basically saying, like, we are looking to close this out.
And in fairness, in the golden experience situation, they have that opportunity here.
All right, Jeff, this one's looking free here. TSM going to get another 1,500 gold. You're Ionic in this point, right? You got your Ymir, Fire Giant still available, as well as some of Phoenix is exposed. They got 2 tier 2s. Tell us your plan. What are we looking for?
What I'm looking for right now is I want ward control all around FG, and I'm looking for my walls, and I just want to get picks or force out ult with my freeze.
Well, ward control is one thing that they do have already there. Sentry ward down on the right-hand side. Just cleared out, though, by Incon, which is good news for him, but Sentry ward control still in TSM's favor.
Look at this. Another Steel Mail coming out from Ionic. This one's going to be Mid-Guardian. That's going to be 3 Mid-Guardians and a Frostbound Hammer on the block right now for Team SoloMid.
I mean, as the Hunters, do we look at doing penetration here instead of going for crit? Are we looking to, like, get Titan's Bane, pierce through all this health, chins potentially?
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the attack speed that's taking the damage here. I mean, being able to shut down that attack speed when you have to build into crit and Allied's already gone into Fatalis, I mean, it actually looks like he's going into Executioner next. Chin's obviously not going to be doing enough damage without a major source of penetration online. I mean, this is going to be really harmful. Allied at this point is basically an ult bot.
I'm loving what Ionic's doing here. Still looking for the fight. He's not seen Weekend behind him as he gets taunted in, though. But Boosh for the backup there as Incon is trying to chase them down away to try and defend that speed buff.
Ionic getting pulled here, but he looks like he's okay with that. Turns around immediately and sends Incon packing.
He does. The speed buff does still stand in the jungle here. Degaz's going to come around and see if it's still up. Notices it is. He's got the ward placement there as well. And now it's going to zone them off. As Incon going very deep around the back here.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what he's looking for. Incon looks like he's ready to fight. Not deterred whatsoever. Gars takes to the sky.
Gonna come down on Kiki, force out the beat. Silence, though, is Degaz, and that's gonna be a counter beat. But Snoopy is in the air.
He's looking for something big in the back line. Ionic's going deep as well. Circular protections down. Snoopy going very deep. Ally taking a lot of damage, though. Snoopy actually battling 3v1, but he gets picked off.
But Devio's gonna go in as the rest of his Guardians on the back line are dealing with his team at the moment.
Incon.
And it looks like we might actually see some trouble as Incon finds the 3-man route. Devios is going to fall down.
He's probably going to fall here. Too low. Nice pickoff. Allied finds it. I don't know how Incon was able to get out of that one. Boosh in some trouble. Corpse explosion will be big. They do find Boosh, but Incon will fall.
He will fall, and then the reinitiation again from
my
AFK.
God.
They're going to catch the Gauze, and that is a fire giant unless Ionic can make redemption happen one more time.
Jeff Hindler, are you trying to defend this?
Well,
Hell yeah, you are.
I'm
Who
gonna,
are you
steal
asking?
with a freeze like Ionic did yesterday.
Ionic the God! Senpai, no, he's not even going to
Senpai, please run.
Senpai, give it up, Senpai, it's God.
I think the biggest thing that happened in that team fight was Snoopy went in way too deep
early,
by
yeah.
himself. Yeah, too early
Way
or
too
too
deep.
deep.
Way too deep.
Devios came in, but he wasn't there in time. Snoopy got one crit off when he landed, which swung it completely for a second. But then, if you notice what, from my opinion, Incon and Weaken were boxing out 3 of them, zoning out the rest of the team joining the fight.
Well, did you see the 180 MLG no-scope from Incon with that root hitting 3 people and getting out of that danger? He still falls, but he lives long enough to control that fight, give Weaken opportunity to reinitiate, and then he baited Boosh into a bad spot and traded kill for kill. It was perfect.
Great play from AFK Gaming. They managed to get themselves in such a good position now, especially when the Golden Experience, we were just saying this game's slowly going in TSM's favor. Well, when you see the charts, they're swinging back up, and now with the Fire Giant online, this should start to accelerate.
Right. We're looking for them to start taking down these structures. We got 5,000 gold worth of... 5,500 gold worth of towers on the board right now. Taking all of those plus the Gold Fury evens the game.
Something I also want to note is since AFK is running double hunters, these towers are going to get obliterated.
That's right.
Obliteration
Oh my God.
indeed. Look at that tier 1 just fall. Now they're going to immediately swing around to this left-hand side. Going to be able to burn down the tier 1. I don't expect to see TSM defend this one. However, they should be setting up to try and defend the tier 2. You can see them all in the jungle right now, trying to find a pick with that Ionic wall.
I'm looking at Snoopy here, right? Snoopy has massive amounts of gold, 1,500 more gold than anyone else on the map, of course, on the side of AFK. With that, we'll have a little bit more damage, which means he needs a basically 100% accuracy in the next fight.
AFK backing up here. I think it's because they've not got jungle control here, and that's why you see we can rotate around this area to find out what have they got lined up in the jungle for us. We can't get initiated on from here. Even with Fire Giant, if they find the right fight with a freeze, force our B Dilly, we could be in trouble.
I like the fact that Devios just used that shield bash. It got rid of Weaken's ability to get through Empty the Crypt safely, which means Opwash becomes a little bit more viable. Eyes on Gars.
Gars is in the backside of the jungle. Devios creating that space for him at the moment. Will he go over the wall? Devios here. He has Eagle's Rally available if he chose to do it. But for now, TSM doing a good job of holding this tier 2.
Yeah, the defense has been amazing.
Something I do want to note that AFK is doing very well is just because they have fire, they're not. We have fire. We're just going to force all in everything. They're playing it very slow and they're looking for exactly what they want.
I know what's happening here is Devios is being forced into a fight with Weaken a second time round. This time though, he's taking more poke for it. Shield of the Underworld popped 60-second cooldown by Ionic on the left hand side.
Oh my
it got the beads of Cyclone.
Yeah, it forced him away too, wasting Weaken's ult. Incon super deep in the backline.
Snoopy went up.
Has already used Wrath of Terra. That's really important. Snoopy, again, eyes on him, must have 100% accuracy in this fight.
Freeze comes down and Incon's going to be the one in trouble there. Thanks to that, Weaken has to disengage as Kiki does find the Spirit Ball.
So
followed by the size of Devios. Eagles Rally, he's not backing out. He's still going in. But Allied, he finds the Petrify.
Allied with a perfect ult there. Weaken ages is through. It doesn't go down. Allied with the double. Going to be chasing it down. Look at Cyclone. Doesn't have it.
Going to find it for the time being. Allied though on the front line. The burst from Boost is through. Great ages to save the day, but Snoopy denies with the finger bang.
Right there, we're looking at Snoopy again. Must have very high accuracy. Finds Incon. Look, turn it around. Weaken very low here. Will he find the triple? No. Cyclone's been going to take down
Cyclone's
Snoopy.
Still going.
Ionic's
Kiki,
too low.
Great wall from Ionic. Going to save the day, but the combat blink from Kiki over the wall. Cyclone found the hit. Finds the second one for a triple. And AFK Gaming, they can push on with the Fire Giant buff.
The absolute blind Hail Mary, Hail of Arrow, Cyclone spin can't be stopped by no man and no structure.
Asi played a big part in that fight, though, for Cyclone Spin. He was very low on HP there. Didn't have any healing regen other than that Asi, Jeff.
The Aussie passive, especially in fights like that, are... It's
monumental. I think we saw that Snoopy do it as well yesterday, where it was the last item he sold his Iqval to get an Asi just for that late game lifesteal.
The min-max right now out of Cyclone is insane. He throws the Hail of Arrows in the wave in the very beginning, turns around before it even goes off. He knows that he hit it. Then he turns around, takes 2 shots to each of the front line, throws down the Hail of Arrows, gets everything down to 1 hit, lets the minions take care of the rest while he burns down the tower while the rest of his team is doing the Gold Fury. That was 100% 100% maximum efficiency across the map, and back to the grass we go.
One thing I want to say is the grass do come up at 284 experiences, even gold. Still in TSM's favor, though. It's not a big margin between these two teams. One big point, though, Kiki, so cheeky this game. This guy has been everywhere. He's 2-2, and what is it right now? Is it 2-2-15? He's been involved in so much in this game. That combat blink, if Cyclone didn't get that kill, Kiki was having him.
All around, AFK has turned this completely, but remember, with that big win, their Fire Giant buff has rescinded. It's a completely even playing field. Whoever wins the next fight is likely to take game 2.
Speed buff going to be taken down, given over to Cyclone in this spin this time. They want to give him the mobility. At this stage of the game, we can see Athena not really interested in it.
No, I really don't. I don't think so. It's just so valuable on Hunters right now, especially a late game Hunter.
Well, let's find out exactly what's going to happen here. The siege up, and let's listen to the comms as the fight is about to break out.
It should be allied beads. That's allied beads.
That's inconsole.
Allied beads down. Allied beads down.
What was used? What was used?
Medusa beads.
We should engage Divios. You should look for the
Medusa
engagement,
beads
I
and
think.
Sylvanas ult.
And I'll follow up. I'll follow
CP's
up.
life.
Let
Sentry
Divios
warded?
look for the
I'm okay, I'm
engage.
okay. You can stick with them.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna look for ult on allied.
Medusa beads are
Okay.
down.
Just.
I'm
She
gonna
has
walk
Eagles
you.
as well.
You can look for it on anyone Divios because Yeah. Iana can find allied. Oh my god!
Nice one, allied. Look at allied.
Heavily.
Look at allied.
I'm
Allied,
hitting.
listen.
That's allied Aegis. Allied
Look at
Aegis.
allied.
Ullr's beat.
weakening, they're
Careful,
weakening.
allied ult, careful.
That's allied ult and Isis ult.
Bro,
That's
all
Queen ult.
chasing
That's all their ults. That's actually all their ults.
Taunt, careful.
I'm getting taunted by this.
There's gonna spirit bolt.
Yeah, we got it.
Wow. We just got one more combo.
Everyone, do you get none of
Yeah,
yours
one more
beats?
combo.
Just back up.
No, I didn't have beats. Try
No, I
not
didn't
to.
have beats.
I'm dead.
We have a lot. Well, I guess we don't have that.
Welcome back, as we just saw that amazing taunt coming out from Weaken that just evaporated TSM for a triple kill for Cyclone.
I'm almost bored of seeing him get triple kills. I'm almost, not quite.
We were
Not
just
quite.
talking, as this game looks like it's going to end based off that Athena has not been picked or banned very much this competition, and in the 2 games we've just seen AFK play it, they've made her work.
It's so crazy to hear those comms. All their ults are down. All their ults are actually down. That was the quote from Snoopy. It should have been theirs. Crips was still up. Gar still had ult. Divios had Eagles rally. But then out of nowhere, taunt into 11,000 people and the hottest spirit ball of 2015.
The last stand of a desperate Devios falls, as does the Titan of TSM, as Game 2 once again goes over to AFK Gaming. A great performance from TSM, though, that game. They gave it all. They were massively ahead for a long period, but AFK came out on top.
So I think the first thing to note here is the double hunter was okay. I think is the best way we could put it. The attack speed reductions were incredible and they worked out great, but no amount of physical defense is going to stop you from getting hit by a max range spirit ball to 4 people.
Well, after a 4-man taunt as well. I mean, Weaken was the one that really primed that. They channeled themselves into an area.
Well,
and that's one of the benefits of being a support, right? When you see those clutch moments.
Well, there are choke points on the map, and that's one of them. And Weaken knows that, so, and he pulled it in. It was just beautifully
Well,
executed.
you could hear the comms from TSM as well. Is that during that whole engagement with the Fire Giant, they were like, "We're looking for Allied. We're looking for Allied." They committed a bit to Allied, but they didn't throw everything at him.
Right.
And then they went, "Hey, they just blew everything. We're in a good spot now. We can just go back, do Fire Giant." And we got tired.
Yeah, they said, that was actually all their ults, and they put themselves in that choke point. They didn't recognize Weaken's strength. He gets in there, finds the sickest taunt that we've seen, right, for the second game in a row. It was 2 games in a row that taunt ended the game.
It was. I mean, Fire Giant around the Fire Giant again for the second time. This time, though, we found a half a team, not just 2 members of it. Going into Game 3, though, if we look at that one, Jeff, as well, do you expect to see something different out of TSM? Are they gonna
I don't think Athena's getting through.
Let's find out if Athena gets through, but for the time being, though, let's find out what the real analysts have to say about this one. Adanis and F. Tell us what you saw.
Welcome back, guys. Game 2 goes to AFK, and I mean, it looked like TSM's game for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
But then Weekend, 4-man blink taunt into the 4-man spirit ball from Kiki. Walk me through really how AFK won that last fight.
I mean, the last fight, one of the coolest things about having these live events here at hi-rez Studios is feeling the energy and the passion. And I mean, it's a cop-out, but I think that's how they won the last fight. I was sitting across the studio, and I heard the battle cry of Weekend absolutely scream. Weekend screamed, Incon screamed, Cyclone Spin sat there deadpan as he picked up his second triple kill of the game.
Yeah, he got a second triple. He didn't even do it. He was just like, okay.
It's so funny.
Uller autos.
Looking at the player cam, you see Incon twitching, doing his thing, Weekend screaming with the Braveheart face on, and Cyclone's just, when's my anime on? When are we doing it? Just
It's actually funny.
happy.
We were talking to AFK, and they're like, yeah, Cyclone has 2 animes coming out. If he doesn't get to watch it today, he said he's going to throw. But thankfully, they came out. So AFK, they took it away. First Blood's going to be on your screen here in a second. And AFK just looked so clean. Now, it's weird, though, because they started off very strong early, and we had Uller go 4-1 at the start. But then TSM slowly started to swing it back, and it seemed like AFK, who was pressuring earlier, just kind of stopped. They took their foot off the gas and wanted to wait.
Yeah, TSM, I was talking to Bart. TSM won that game in 11 minutes. There was a fight that TSM just wins, and they couldn't close. They had some trouble. You're not going to close the game in 12 minutes, right? So they continue to go to the mid game, and they're ahead, but they're just not doing it. And then 30 minutes in, Team SoloMid, the fight's going their way, and then just Incon gets a good taunt, turns the entire fight. And I think that was the motif of the entire game. Incon gets a good taunt into a Kiki Spirit Ball or a Cyclone Spin, bladed arrow that hits everyone. There was a lot of just incredible taunts. The support this game really made it happen.
This weakens the support for the team. I'm pretty sure Incon is a carry, and Weekend's kind of just become the support.
Weekend's the initiator. Initiator and support are very different. We'll make sure to ask Jeff about that when we get back to the table.
We'll have to. Player of the game, though, Cyclone Spin once again. It was really everyone but Cyclone Spin, once again, the flashy playmaker, picking up 2 triples and reinitiating. That's one thing I do want to talk about is that AFK, or when TSM was winning, we saw AFK not completely lose fights and pick up some kills. They did a great job of kind of disengaging and then going back on Team SoloMid when they overextended.
Yeah, we usually see that out of heel comps with Sylvani, with Raz, which still haven't been seen. Where are they? This time around, it was just intelligence and spacing, finding just chance to take a breather, waiting out cooldowns. And I think that's a lot of what we saw out of AFK. They would initiate, do what they could, Team SoloMid swing it. AFK would take a step back and just wait for the taunt to come back up, wait for the Spirit Ball and the silence to come back up, enough to set the table for the next shot. And they would go back in, and Cyclone Spin, as you said, Uller's not supposed to get a triple kill. He got 2.
He got multiple. And talking about Solo Uller, AFK were giving him the red buff. Yeah. After both the Solo Lane towers were down at about some absurd time of about 10 minutes, the red buff wasn't going to Kiki, it was going to Cyclone, and they were really roaming the map as 3, 4, even 5 for most of the game.
And that's one of the exciting things that I like about Smite overall, and seeing how the game of AFK specifically has really changed. Going back to the spring final LAN that we had, Kiki in the support mid with air quotes around it played Athena, taking it to the next level. And that's really what we're seeing out of this. The old adage, it's not so rigid Smite anymore. Cyclone Spin is the hard carry. Red buff is it's a fantastic power buff. And with your mid laner buying, we had a Pythagoras piece on Kiki. We had a Gem of Isolation. He's not going for the maximum damage. Cyclone obviously is. So give your damage dealer the red buff. It doesn't have to go to mid lane. These rules in Smite are malleable, they're bendable, and for a team like AFK, they found their own unique identity, and they're ready to do it.
Yeah, Spirit Magus as well picked up. And talking with Aurora on the pregame show, he said it's not really a supportive mid, although he's a supportive mid. He said he's a selfless mid, and that's really what he is.
Very
as well. True. He's sacrificing his damage to increase his team's damage. He's allowing Weekend to do more damage with the Spear, and also with the Pythags, directly increasing the power and lifesteal coming out from those magical damage-oriented gods. So, just a fantastic play from him. Interesting, though, AFK was first pick, I believe, both games.
Yes, they were.
And that's typically, they normally aim for second, so they could end up, last picking for Cyclone Spin, but not electing to do that in these games. Do you think they'll do that for the... actually, it's TSM's pick, I guess.
Well, that's actually very interesting. I was talking to Scott Gandhi, and he pointed out that it's only on LAN. It's the land strategy to go for the first pick for AFK this time around. And when it comes down to it, I think most of the teams out there rely on that counter pick in the solo lane. AFK absolutely don't. I think that Cyclone Spin is ready to go off at a moment's notice regardless of the matchup. Obviously, there's a thought process there, but I think if you give Cyclone Spin whatever he chooses, he'll be all right.
Yeah, and AFK will be first pick this game. We're about ready to get in game once the casters and the players are all ready. Guys, Brandon's yelling at me. He wasn't ready. His headset was off. All right, they want to take it over. It's game 4. AFK's on match point. Or it's game 3, excuse me. AFK on match point. They're up 2-1. 2-0. I can speak words. Just take it. Just take